Hello again, UK Fatman on his travels, and another lovely sunny Saturday morning here in Thurrock, the Hollywood of the UK, Thurrock. And so I'm on location again, and I'm on location, a beautiful place, a kind of strange place. I'm at the site of the church from the 1994 film 4 Weddings and a Funeral, starring Hugh Grant, breakout role, a movie that was shot very quickly, £3 million or so budget, and went on to become the highest grossing British movie at the time, £240 million in box office. It made Hugh Grant this massive star until he decided to have some liaisons in Los Angeles with a call girl. And yeah, so the church was for the funeral. So I'm at the church where the funeral was. So Gareth was played by Simon Callow, and his lover was John Hannah, who played a character called Matthew. And yeah, it was famous for John Hannah's infamous eulogy or speech in the church. And what I like about this church, St Clement's Church. So we're here at St Clement's Church, and what I love about this church is just its setting in amongst these amazingly industrial landscape. And you'll recall, if you've watched the film, if you haven't, check it out, you'll recall John Hannah's character Matthew giving this recital, very famous poem. Gareth and Matthew were lovers, and Gareth had a heart attack. I think it was at the reception of one of the weddings. And Matthew recites the poem Funeral Blues by W.H. Auden. And it was a very, very touching recital, something that really sticks out in people's minds. What's this? HM Training Ship Cornwall. On station 1859-1928, mass burial of 16 cadets and officer from HM Training Ship Cornwall, moored on the Thames off Purfleet, drowned on the 30th of August 1915 when out sailing, being capsized by a government steam tug which did not give way to sail. Well, that's sad. But let's take a look at this wonderful church, which is no longer a church. It's all closed. It's just a wildlife sanctuary now. But you'll recall in the scene as they're leaving the church, the camera pans up to reveal this huge factory behind the church. Procter & Gamble. I think it's a soap factory. But that's a fantastic shot, isn't it, when the camera pans away. I believe the interior scenes were shot here. And it was directed by Mike Newell. It's quite a strange one, actually, because if you've watched my videos before, you'll know I like my gangster films. And Mike Newell directed another one of my favourite gangster films, Donnie Brasco, about the undercover life of Joseph D. Pistone, FBI agent who infiltrated the New York mafia, the banana, one of the mafia crime families. I can't remember how you pronounce it. And Johnny Depp was in it, and Al Pacino as his right-hand man, or the the guy in the mafia that got him in through the door. Lefty. It's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen Donnie Brasco, watch it. And if you haven't read the book that it was based on, I would read that as well, because he was actually undercover for about 7 years. The film kind of makes it out to be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but he was actually undercover for 7 years. But look at that church, fantastic. It's a lot nicer day here today in Thurrock. Must be nice if you work in one of these factories, just be able to come and sit down, take the weight off your feet. But I just love that. Just love that. Amazing juxtaposition, is that what you would say? Of this old church, St Clement's, and then in the background this massive factory. But yeah, I quite liked Four Weddings and a Funeral when it came out. As I say, such a fantastic, it was Oscar nominated. Fantastic breakout role for Hugh Grant, who then kind of went on to play the same person in practically every other film he did, apart from recently Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman, which if you haven't seen, Hugh Grant's fantastic. Completely plays a sleazy tabloid journalist, and it's a really good film. He totally eats up the scenes. But yeah, St Clement's Church in Thurrock, a beautiful church amongst, you can hear the birds, you can hear the factory in the background, you can hear the wildlife. Spring is here, blossom is out. So one last shot of that church from Four Weddings and the Funeral in Four Weddings and the Funeral, one of the most successful British films ever, again filmed in the Hollywood of Essex, Thurrock. Brilliant little gem. If you've liked this video, please do subscribe and give us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell, because then you will get notified every time I upload a fantastic video like this one. Thanks so much for watching.